At dawn, the African savanna comes alive. Herds graze, birds soar, and a solitary lion's roar signals his presence and dominance. This powerful call marks territory and commands respect across the plains. The lion's mane, illuminated by morning light, is a clear sign of maturity and dominance. His focused gaze and deliberate movements reflect strength and confidence. The mane frames his face, a living crown that signals his status. Beneath this regal appearance is a life of constant challenge. The lion must balance power with vulnerability, facing daily threats from hunger, rivals, and the need to defend territory. Hunting begins at first light. Lions move with precision, blending into the grass. Each step is calculated. Patience and timing are crucial for a successful hunt. The pride is a structured unit. Lionesses hunt, subadults learn, and cubs play under supervision. The male's authority is earned and maintained through vigilance and defense. The lion's presence affects the ecosystem. Approaching a herd, he singles out the weakest, ensuring only the strongest survive and maintaining the health of the savanna. The mane is both protection and burden. It shields during fights, but traps heat, challenging the lion's endurance. Its color and size communicate age and strength. As temperatures rise, lions seek shade, panting to cool down. The mane's weight forces them to conserve energy, shaping their daily activity. When striking, the lion's body unleashes explosive speed. Muscles ripple, forelimbs and claws extend, and his spine flexes for maximum acceleration. This power is brief. If prey escapes, exhaustion sets in quickly. The lion must recover and wait for another chance. Lions overcome limitations through teamwork. The pride coordinates silently, using dusk and terrain for cover. Communication is subtle and efficient. A successful hunt brings immediate reward. The pride feeds, energy is restored, and social bonds are reinforced. Vigilance remains essential as scavengers approach. After a kill, tension rises. Vultures circle, and hyenas and jackals wait nearby. Lions must defend their meal from these persistent threats. Lion life is a test of endurance. Cubs learn survival skills through play, while adults rest, their scars marking past battles. Cubs are taught caution from birth. Tall grass offers concealment, but threats from hyenas, leopards, and rival lions are constant. Adult lions face formidable prey and rival predators. Buffalo and competitors challenge their dominance, leading to fierce encounters. Within the pride, power struggles are ongoing. Males must defend their position with strength and displays determining leadership. Pride survival depends on cooperation. Lionesses hunt in sync, while males protect the group and young. Unity is their strength. At sunset, the lion's mane glows, each scar and tuft a record of survival. The dust reminds us of the challenges he endures. The lion's actions shape the savanna, influencing prey and predator behavior. Each step impacts the ecosystem. The savanna is a stage for adaptation. Lions and prey evolve together, each shaping the other's strategies and survival. Territorial disputes are swift and decisive. Lions defend boundaries, reinforcing the balance of power in the savanna. Observing lions reveals the interconnectedness of the savanna. Their actions highlight the cycles of abundance, scarcity, and survival. As night falls, the lion stands silhouetted against the sky, a symbol of resilience. Each day, the crown is earned through survival in the wild heart of the savanna. As the sun dips below the horizon, the African sky ignites in a breathtaking display of orange and purple, casting a spell over the endless plains. The air cools, and the world seems to hold its breath, suspended between the fading heat of day and the mysteries of the coming night. Shadows stretch and lengthen, draping the savanna in a tapestry of gold and indigo, signalling the transition from day to night. Every blade of grass, every acacia tree is etched in silhouette, as if the land itself is preparing for the drama about to unfold. For the lion pride, this magical hour marks the start of their nightly ritual. As the world cools, the pride stirs from its daytime slumber, muscles flexing and senses sharpening. The rhythm of their breathing deepens, and the subtle language of tails and ears begins to speak. Cloaked in the deepening twilight, the lions become phantoms, silent, patient, and nearly invisible as they melt into the shifting shadows. Their tawny coats blend seamlessly with the tall grasses, rendering them almost indistinguishable from the landscape itself. Their eyes, adapted for the faintest glimmers of light, glow with an eerie intensity. This extraordinary night vision allows them to detect the slightest movement, giving them a formidable advantage over the creatures that share these plains. The world is transformed into a mosaic of shadows and subtle motion, every flicker a potential opportunity. The coolness of the evening air invigorates the pride, enabling them to move with greater endurance and power, unburdened by the oppressive heat of the day. Muscles ripple beneath their skin, and their movements become more purposeful, more deliberate. The lionesses, ever vigilant and purposeful, rise first. They stretch languidly, preparing their bodies for the demanding hours ahead. Each movement is a careful calibration, a preparation for the chase that may decide the fate of the pride. Each step is measured and silent, muscles rippling beneath tawny coats. Their movements are poetry in motion, fluid, controlled, and brimming with the latent power. The grass parts softly before them, barely betraying their passage. The pride's hunt is a symphony of coordination. Each lioness knows her place, her timing, and her role in the unfolding drama, a choreography refined by generations of survival. Their silent communication is a marvel, a testament to the deep bonds that unite them. Yet even with such mastery, the odds are rarely in their favour. The savanna is a stage where failure is far more common than triumph. Each attempt is a gamble, a test of patience and resolve. Only about 1 in every 4 hunts ends in success. The rest are lessons in patience and perseverance as prey slip through their grasp and hunger lingers. The pride must endure, learning from each setback, refining their tactics with every failed attempt. This is not a reflection of weakness, but a testament to the formidable challenge they face. Their quarry are vigilant, their senses honed by generations of predation. Every failed hunt is a reminder of the delicate balance between predator and prey. The antelope and gazelle are not mere targets. They are survivors equipped with razor-sharp hearing, wide-set eyes that scan for the faintest movement, and bodies built for flight. Their lives are a constant dance with danger, every heartbeat a measure of their alertness. Their speed is astonishing, their reflexes lightning fast, and their instincts ever alert to the threat of ambush. The savanna is their home, and they know its every whisper and shadow. Many possess formidable defences, powerful legs that can deliver bone-shattering kicks, horns that can gore, and a collective vigilance that makes surprise attacks difficult. The herd moves as one, a living shield against the dangers that stalk them. To overcome these odds, lions must rely on intelligence as much as strength. They read the landscape, study the wind, and communicate with subtle cues. Flicks of a tail, a glance, a low rumble. Every decision is calculated, every movement deliberate. Using the tall grasses and scattered rocks as cover, they inch forward, sometimes freezing for minutes at a time, waiting for the perfect moment to close the gap. The patience required is immense, the tension almost unbearable. With bodies pressed low, they approach within meters of their unsuspecting prey, every muscle tensed for the explosive burst to come. The world narrows to a single focus, the moment of the charge. The hunt unfolds as a seamless display of teamwork. Each lioness moves in concert with the others, anticipating their sisters' actions, adjusting their own in response. The pride becomes a single organism, united by purpose. Often the pride fans out in a crescent, encircling the herd with silent precision, cutting off escape routes and sowing confusion among their quarry. The prey sense the tightening net, their nerves stretched to the breaking point. At the signal, one or two lionesses erupt from cover, driving the panicked herd toward the waiting ambush. The air fills with the thunder of hooves and the cries of startled prey. Dust rises, swirling in the chaos of pursuit. When the plan works, the pride's unity doubles their chances, allowing them to bring down animals far larger and faster than any single lion could manage alone. The kill is swift, the reward shared among all. The final seconds are a blur, muscles uncoil, claws flash, and the chase becomes a test of pure speed and agility. The outcome hangs on a knife's edge, every heartbeat echoing the urgency of survival. If a lioness closes the distance, she launches herself at her target, grappling with claws and sheer weight, striving to bring the animal down amid a flurry of dust and desperate struggle. The battle is fierce, the stakes absolute. With precision, she aims for the throat or muzzle, seeking to suffocate her prey swiftly and minimize suffering, ending the chase with a final, decisive bite. The savannah falls silent, the struggle resolved in an instant. Every hunt is a gamble with the highest stakes. The tension before the charge is palpable, each lioness acutely aware that success means survival. The margin for error is razor-thin. A single misstep, a slip, a stumble, a moment's hesitation can turn the tide, allowing prey to escape and hunger to persist. The savannah is unforgiving, and every mistake is costly. The cost of failure is exhaustion. Each sprint drains precious energy, leaving the lionesses panting, their bodies taxed to the limit. Recovery is slow, and the hunger remains. The risk of injury is ever present. A twisted limb or torn muscle can spell disaster, reducing a lioness's ability to hunt and jeopardizing her place in the pride. The wild is merciless to the wounded. Prey animals fight back fiercely. A zebra's kick can shatter bone, turning the hunter into the hunted in an instant. The balance of power shifts with every encounter. The sweep of a buffalo's horn is equally deadly, capable of inflicting fatal wounds with a single blow. The savannah is a place where strength and caution must walk hand in hand. For a lioness, a serious injury can mean the end. Unable to hunt, she faces a slow decline, her fate sealed by the unforgiving laws of the wild. The pride moves on, the cycle continues. But when the hunt succeeds, the reward is immense. The pride gathers around the fresh kill, sharing in the hard-won bounty. For a brief moment, hunger is sated, and the cycle of survival pauses, until the next nightfall calls them to action once more. In this eternal contest, every inch gained, every heartbeat spent, is a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of life on the savannah. Deep within Africa's untamed wilderness, the lion reigns as a master tactician, forever balancing the razor's edge between hunger and hazard. Their world is one of constant calculation, where every meal is weighed against the peril it presents. While antelope and zebra may fill the daily menu, it is the continent's true giants that test the pride's courage and cunning to the utmost. These formidable creatures, hippos, giraffes, buffalo and elephants, are not simply prey. They are living fortresses, each armoured by evolution with unique defences. Their immense size, formidable strength and tight-knit social structures transform every hunt into a high-risk endeavour, where a single misstep can spell disaster for even the most experienced lions. When a pride sets its sights on such daunting adversaries, the hunt becomes a symphony of coordination and nerve. Each lion assumes a role, some distract, others flank, and the most daring attempt the final assault. The air is thick with tension, every muscle coiled, every sense heightened as the pride inches closer to its quarry. The hippopotamus, often underestimated due to its bulk, is among the most dangerous of all. Emerging from the water at dusk, it transforms from a placid grazer to a territorial juggernaut, fiercely protective of its domain. Its cavernous jaws, capable of opening wider than any other land mammal, reveal a terrifying array of tusks, each one a weapon capable of crushing bone. The mere display of these jaws is often enough to deter would-be attackers, including lions. The hippo's skin, nearly 2 inches thick and oozing a natural sunscreen, forms a nearly impenetrable barrier. When threatened, hippos adopt a defensive posture, their massive bodies forming a living wall that few predators dare to challenge. The giraffe, towering above the plains, is a sentinel whose vigilance is legendary. Its elongated neck and keen eyesight allow it to scan the horizon for miles, detecting the faintest rustle in the grass. From its lofty vantage, the giraffe commands a panoramic view, its gaze sweeping across the savanna. This elevated perspective makes it nearly impossible for predators to approach undetected, forcing lions to rely on patience and stealth. With a field of vision spanning over 300 degrees, the giraffe is rarely caught off guard. Its acute senses are always alert, reading the subtle cues of the landscape for any sign of danger. Should a lion close the distance, it faces the giraffe's ultimate defense, a kick of astonishing speed and force. The impact of a single blow can shatter bone and end a predator's life in an instant. The giraffe's legs, long and muscular, are engineered for both speed and power. In the chaos of an attack, these limbs become lethal weapons, capable of delivering fatal strikes with pinpoint accuracy. When the pride overcomes such formidable defences, the reward is immense. The carcass of a giraffe provides a feast that can sustain the pride for days, nourishing every member from the youngest cub to the oldest matriarch. These rare victories are celebrated in silence, the pride gathered in unity around their hard-won prize. Each bite is a testament to their perseverance and the high cost of survival in the wild. The Cape buffalo, known as Black Death, is perhaps the most unpredictable of all. Its massive horns curve menacingly, and its eyes betray a constant readiness to defend itself and its herd. Buffalo herds are tightly knit, their members always on alert. When danger approaches, they form a living barricade, horns forward, bodies pressed together, presenting a united front that few predators dare to breach. The buffalo's horns, fused at the base into a solid shield, protect its skull and vital organs. Its ribcage is reinforced and its muscular body can deliver crushing blows, making it a formidable opponent in any confrontation. When threatened, the herd responds with astonishing coordination. Buffaloes will mob predators charging as a unit, their hooves thundering across the earth in a display of raw power and solidarity. In an instant, the tables can turn. The entire herd may wheel around and charge, scattering lions in a desperate scramble for safety. The ground shakes beneath their stampede, a reminder of the risks inherent in every hunt. Success is rare. Only a fraction of hunts end in triumph. More often, the lions are left empty-handed, licking their wounds and nursing bruised pride, a testament to the buffalo's resilience and the unforgiving nature of the savanna. The elephant, the largest land animal on Earth, is a living colossus. Its presence alone is enough to deter most predators, yet even these giants are not entirely safe from the hunger of lions. Lions, ever opportunistic, may target the vulnerable, isolated calves or weakened adults. Such attempts are fraught with danger, for the herd's response is swift and decisive. The matriarch leads the defense, her wisdom guiding the herd into a protective circle. Trunks raised, tusks gleaming, the adults form an impenetrable barrier around the young, ready to repel any threat with overwhelming force. The sheer mass of an adult elephant, up to 13,000 pounds, renders it nearly invulnerable. Its strength is unmatched, its resolve unbreakable, a living monument to the power and majesty of the wild. Each encounter between lion and giant is a spectacle of nature's extremes, a contest of strength, strategy, and survival. In these moments, the savanna holds its breath, bearing witness to the eternal struggle between predator and prey, where only the boldest dare to challenge Africa's most dangerous meals. As the first rays of sunlight stretch across the African savanna, the land awakens in a golden haze. The air is crisp, filled with the distant calls of birds and the subtle rustle of grass as herds begin to stir. This is a realm where every moment is a test of survival, and every creature is locked in a perpetual contest for dominance. The lion, often revered as the monarch of these plains, strides with measured confidence, yet its authority is constantly challenged by the unpredictable rhythms of nature. The savanna is a tapestry woven with the lives of formidable predators. Lions, hyenas, cheetahs and other hunters coexist in a delicate balance, each species evolving distinct tactics to outmaneuver rivals and secure their place in this unforgiving ecosystem. The competition is relentless, with every hunt, every meal and every territory fiercely contested. Among the most tenacious of these competitors are the spotted hyenas. Their presence is unmistakable. Powerful jaws, keen senses, and a social structure that rivals the complexity of any mammalian society. The rivalry between hyenas and lions is etched into the very fabric of the savanna, a saga of cunning, strength, and endurance. Hyenas are master strategists, capable of orchestrating coordinated hunts that target even the largest herbivores. Their communication is a symphony of whoops, giggles and growls, each sound carrying meaning within the clan. Every member has a role, scouts, hunters, sentinels, working in concert to maximize their chances of success. Led by dominant females, hyena clans can swell to impressive numbers. When united, they become a formidable force, capable of encircling even the most established lion prides. Their tactics are precise, using coordinated movements and relentless pressure to test the resolve of their adversaries. The hyena's jaw is a marvel of evolutionary engineering. With a bite force exceeding 1,100 psi, they can pulverize bones that would defeat most other scavengers. This adaptation allows them to extract every ounce of nutrition from a carcass, ensuring nothing is wasted in a land where resources are scarce. The aftermath of these confrontations is written on the land itself. Blood-stained grass and scattered bones mark the sites of epic struggles, where the outcome can shift the balance of power for days or even weeks. Each battle is a testament to the raw intensity of life on the savanna. At the heart of this rivalry lies the constant threat of kleptoparasitism. Both lions and hyenas are adept at stealing from one another, turning every successful hunt into a potential flashpoint. The tension at a kill site is palpable, with each side weighing the risks and rewards of confrontation. The arrival of hyenas is heralded by their haunting whoops echoing across the plains. These calls summon distant clan members, transforming a handful of scavengers into a formidable mob. The lions, outnumbered and outmaneuvered, must decide whether to defend their prize or retreat in the face of overwhelming odds. When the balance tips in favor of the hyenas, they execute a coordinated assault. Flanking and harassing the lions, they exploit every weakness, forcing the pride to abandon their hard-won meal. The victors waste no time, descending on the carcass in a frenzy of feeding. Yet the lions are not without their own formidable weapons. Male lions, driven by instinct and power, will seize any opportunity to strike back. Their attacks are swift and brutal, scattering hyenas and sometimes leaving casualties in their wake. These moments reinforce the ever-shifting hierarchy of the savanna. The struggle for supremacy extends beyond the adults. Lions, ever vigilant for threats to their lineage, will seek out hyena dens, targeting the next generation before they can mature into rivals. The vulnerability of cubs adds a poignant layer to this ongoing conflict, where survival is never assured. The savanna is not the exclusive domain of lions and hyenas. It is a stage for a diverse cast of predators, each with its own strengths and strategies. Cheetahs, leopards, and African wild dogs all contribute to the intricate web of competition, shaping the fate of every creature that calls this place home. The cheetah is the embodiment of speed and agility. Its slender frame and powerful muscles propel it across the plains in breathtaking pursuit, reaching speeds unmatched by any other land animal. Every chase is a gamble, a race against exhaustion and the ever-present threat of losing its prize to stronger competitors. After the chase, the cheetah is left vulnerable, its energy reserves depleted. It must recover quickly, always alert to the approach of scavengers or rival predators. The tension is constant, as the cheetah's survival depends on its ability to avoid confrontation and consume its meal before it is stolen. The cheetah's vigilance is unceasing. With every mouthful, it scans the horizon, aware that the arrival of vultures often signals the approach of more formidable threats. The struggle to keep its hard-earned meal is as intense as the hunt itself. Forced to eat at a frantic pace, the cheetah's every sense is heightened. The distant silhouette of a hyena or lion is enough to trigger a hasty retreat, leaving behind the spoils of its labour. In this world, speed is both an asset and a vulnerability. The leopard, in contrast, is a master of stealth. Its solitary existence is defined by patience and precision. Moving silently through the tall grass, it stalks its prey with unwavering focus, relying on surprise rather than speed or numbers. After a successful ambush, the leopard's true strength is revealed. With powerful jaws and sinewy muscles, it hoists its kill into the branches of a tree. Here, high above the reach of lions and hyenas, it can feed in relative safety, a solitary ruler of its arboreal domain. African wild dogs are the savanna's most efficient team players. Their hunts are a display of coordination and endurance, with each member contributing to the pursuit. The pack moves as one, communicating through subtle signals and vocalizations. Employing a relay strategy, wild dogs take turns chasing their quarry, wearing it down over long distances. Their success rate is unrivaled, a testament to the power of unity and relentless determination. The social bonds within a wild dog pack are extraordinary. Decisions are made collectively, with sneezes serving as votes in a unique form of democracy. This cohesion ensures that every hunt is a coordinated effort, maximizing their chances of survival. Despite their prowess, wild dogs face mounting challenges. Encroaching human settlements and competition with larger predators threaten their existence. Yet their resilience and adaptability continue to influence the dynamics of the savanna, shaping the destinies of countless species. For the lion, every sunrise brings new trials. Surrounded by cunning adversaries and shifting alliances, it must defend its territory, protect its kin, and adapt to the ever-changing landscape. In this world, supremacy is never permanent. The struggle for survival is a ceaseless dance, choreographed by instinct, opportunity, and the unyielding forces of nature. Across the endless golden grasslands of Africa, the concept of unity is not merely a strategy, it is a lifeline. Here, the savanna pulses with the energy of countless creatures, each one woven into a tapestry of survival that stretches from horizon to horizon. The air vibrates with the low hum of hooves, the rustle of bodies, and the subtle signals that pass invisibly among the herds. Each animal, from the smallest gazelle to the towering giraffe, is a sentinel. Eyes wide, nostrils flaring, ears attuned to the faintest tremor in the wind. Their bodies are finely tuned instruments, capable of detecting the subtlest cues. A distant roar, the snap of a twig, the sudden hush that falls when danger is near. The herd is a living fortress, its strength drawn from the multitude. When hundreds or thousands move as one, their collective presence becomes a shield, a swirling mass that confuses and deters would-be attackers. The shifting patterns of bodies create a visual puzzle, making it nearly impossible for a predator to single out the weak or the young. From above, the herds resemble a living river, flowing across the plains in ever-changing currents. Each animal moves with purpose, yet remains attuned to the subtle shifts of its neighbours, responding instantly to the collective will of the group. Vigilance is distributed among the many. While some graze, others stand guard, their senses overlapping to form a web of awareness. This shared responsibility ensures that no threat goes unnoticed for long, and that the herd can react with astonishing speed to any sign of danger. When alarm is raised, the transformation is immediate. Stillness erupts into chaos as bodies surge forward, hooves pounding the earth in a thunderous stampede. The herd splits and reforms, scattering in unpredictable patterns that leave predators bewildered and frustrated. For the lion, the swirling mass is a formidable barrier. Each attempt to break through is met with a wall of bodies, each animal jostling and weaving, making it nearly impossible to focus on a single target. The predator's advantage is blunted by the confusion and unity of the herd. The Great Migration is the ultimate expression of this unity. As millions of hooves churn the earth, the landscape itself seems to move. The migration is a spectacle of endurance and cooperation, a testament to the power of collective action in the face of adversity. Rivers become gauntlets, their banks lined with waiting crocodiles. Yet the herds press forward, their numbers overwhelming even the most formidable obstacles. The crossing is perilous, but the sheer volume of animals ensures that most will survive to reach the far shore. As dust clouds rise, the herd's unity becomes its armour. Predators are forced to the periphery, unable to penetrate the dense core where the most vulnerable are sheltered by the mass of bodies around them. During calving season, the plains are transformed by the arrival of thousands of newborns. Each calf, unsteady on its legs, is quickly enveloped by the herd, its survival bolstered by the presence of countless others. The young learn to move with the group, their instincts sharpened by the constant presence of danger. Predators exploit any lapse, but the abundance of prey means that most calves escape. The phenomenon of predator swamping ensures that while some fall, the majority are protected by the overwhelming numbers that surround them. In this sea of life, predators are outnumbered and outmaneuvered. The odds are stacked in favour of the herd, and the cycle of life continues undiminished by the losses that are an inevitable part of the wild. Each species brings its own strengths to the collective defence. Some rely on sheer size, others on speed or agility. The diversity of tactics within the herd creates a dynamic shield, constantly adapting to the threats that arise. The zebra's stripes are a marvel of natural engineering. When the herd moves, the patterns blend and flicker, creating a visual illusion that confounds the eye and disrupts the predator's focus. As the herd gallops, the stripes merge into a shifting mosaic, making it nearly impossible for a predator to track a single animal. This dazzling display is both camouflage and confusion, a testament to the power of collective adaptation. Cape buffalo form a living barricade, horns outward, bodies pressed together in a show of solidarity. Elephants, too, close ranks, their massive forms creating an impenetrable wall around their young. These defensive formations are a powerful deterrent, a clear message to any would-be attacker. The young observe and imitate, learning the subtle cues and coordinated movements that ensure their survival. This transfer of knowledge is as vital as any physical adaptation, binding the generations together in a shared legacy of resilience. Strength and speed are woven into the fabric of the herd. Wildebeest, with their powerful limbs, can sustain high speeds over great distances, while antelope leap and twist with breathtaking agility, their movements a blur of grace and precision. The herd's momentum is relentless. As one, they surge forward, covering vast distances in search of food and safety. Their endurance is unmatched, a testament to the evolutionary arms race that has shaped every muscle and sinew. Smaller antelopes rely on unpredictability, darting and leaping in sudden bursts that leave predators grasping at empty air. Their agility is a dance of survival, each movement calculated to evade the jaws that pursue them. Sensory acuity is another layer of defence. Ears rotate independently, capturing the faintest sounds, while wide-set eyes scan the landscape, piecing together a mosaic of information that guides every decision. In this world, unity is more than a shield. It is the very essence of survival. The herd's strength lies not in the individual, but in the collective, where every sense, every movement, and every adaptation is amplified by the power of many. Here, in the wild heart of Africa, the drama of life and death is played out on a stage defined by cooperation, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds of unity. In the vast, sun-drenched expanse of the African savanna, the lion pride emerges as a living monument to the strength of collective effort. Here, survival is not the triumph of a single beast, but the result of intricate collaboration, where every lion, from the youngest cub to the oldest matriarch, is woven into a tapestry of shared purpose and mutual reliance. At the heart of this formidable dynasty are the lionesses, sisters, mothers and daughters, whose lives are inextricably linked by kinship and duty. Their unity is not simply a matter of convenience, but a finely tuned alliance, honed by generations of shared struggle and triumph. Each lioness brings her own strengths, instincts and experience, contributing to a living legacy that stretches back through the ages. These females rarely stray from the pride of their birth, forging bonds that endure for a lifetime. Through gentle grooming, nuzzling, and the subtle language of touch, they reinforce trust and solidarity. This constant reaffirmation of connection transforms the pride into a seamless, responsive unit, capable of facing the savanna's many challenges as one. The lioness's cooperation is most evident during the hunt. With silent signals and perfectly timed maneuvers, they fan out across the grasslands, anticipating each other's moves with uncanny precision. Their strategy is fluid, adapting to the terrain and the behavior of their prey, whether it's a wary zebra or a powerful buffalo. Each hunt is a masterclass in coordination, where success depends on the flawless execution of a shared plan. Beyond the hunt, the lioness's devotion to their young is unwavering. When danger looms, they form a living barrier around their cubs, their bodies a shield against any threat. This instinctive protection is matched by a willingness to share the burdens of motherhood, with each lioness caring for not only her own offspring, but those of her sisters as well. When the pride brings down a formidable quarry, their unity is tested anew. Hyenas and other scavengers gather at the scent of blood, but the pride's collective strength is a formidable deterrent. Lionesses stand shoulder to shoulder, fending off intruders and ensuring that the fruits of their labour are not lost to opportunists. The male lions, though often seen on the periphery, are no less integral to the pride's survival. Their role is distinct, shaped by the demands of defence and the ever-present threat of rivals. With their imposing stature and regal bearing, they serve as both guardians and symbols of the pride's strength. Male lions often form coalitions, alliances forged not by blood but by necessity. These coalitions patrol the pride's boundaries, their senses attuned to the faintest sign of intrusion. Each member of the coalition relies on the others, for alone even the mightiest lion is vulnerable to the relentless tide of challengers. Their vigilance is constant. The male's deep roars and imposing presence serve as a warning to all who would threaten the pride's stability. Their patrols are both a display of dominance and a practical defence, deterring rivals and predators alike. Yet the tenure of a male lion is fraught with uncertainty. The savanna is a battleground, and every coalition faces the spectre of violent overthrow. Battles for dominance are fierce and unforgiving, leaving scars that mark the victors and the vanquished alike. Each confrontation is a test of strength, strategy, and resolve. The mane, thick and lustrous, is more than a crown. It is armour cushioning the neck during combat and a signal of vitality to both rivals and potential mates. Its colour and fullness speak of a lion's health, age, and fighting prowess, shaping the social dynamics of the pride. As twilight descends, the male's roar reverberates across the plains, a declaration of ownership and a challenge to all who hear it. This nightly ritual is both a warning and a reassurance, anchoring the pride's claim to its territory in the minds of friend and foe alike. The politics of the pride are ever shifting. When a coalition of newcomers approaches, the air crackles with tension. Standoffs are fraught with risk, as the outcome will determine the fate of every member of the pride. In these moments, the future hangs in the balance, shaped by the courage and cunning of those who stand their ground. Should the challengers prevail, the pride is plunged into chaos. The new rulers assert their dominance with force, driving out or killing the defeated males. The social order is upended, and every lion must adapt to the new reality. In the aftermath, the new males seek out the cubs sired by their predecessors. This grim ritual, driven by instinct, ensures that only their own lineage will flourish. The cubs, sensing danger, scatter and hide, their fate uncertain in the turmoil. For the lionesses, this is a time of heartbreak and resolve. Some risk everything to conceal their young, moving them under cover of darkness, while others stand defiant, challenging the new males in a desperate bid to protect the next generation. The lioness's ingenuity is boundless. They may hide their cubs in dense thickets, moving them frequently to evade detection. Every decision is a gamble, a delicate balance between caution and necessity, as they strive to outmaneuver the relentless search of the new rulers. In the tangled undergrowth, a lioness moves with silent urgency, her cub dangling gently from her jaws. Every sense is heightened, attuned to the faintest rustle or distant roar. Each relocation is a race against time, a testament to a mother's determination to preserve her bloodline. When the turmoil subsides and peace returns, the pride's cooperative spirit is rekindled. Lionesses gather their cubs, sharing the responsibilities of nursing, grooming, and protection. The pride becomes a nursery, where every cub is watched over by many vigilant eyes. Remarkably, the lionesses often synchronize their reproductive cycles, resulting in litters of cubs born within weeks of each other. This synchrony creates a bustling nursery where cubs of similar age play, learn, and grow together, forging bonds that will shape the pride's future. Communal nursing is a hallmark of pride life. Cubs may suckle from any lactating female, not just their own mother. This shared investment in the next generation increases the survival odds for every cub, strengthening the pride as a whole. As the cubs sleep, the lionesses form a living barrier around them, their vigilance unbroken. Each member of the pride contributes to the safety and upbringing of the young, ensuring that the dynasty endures through every trial. The pride moves as a single entity, a formidable force traversing the savannah. Whether advancing through tall grass or resting in a protective circle, their unity is their greatest asset, allowing them to face the ever-changing challenges of their world. As the day fades and golden light spills across the land, the pride gathers close. Nuzzling and gentle touches reaffirm the bonds that have been tested and strengthened by hardship and triumph. In this intricate web of relationships, the lion's dynasty endures, resilient, adaptive, and unrivaled as the sovereign of these wild lands, a living testament to the power of cooperation in the heart of nature. As the golden light of dawn stretches across the African savannah, the echoes of the night's hunt fade into silence. What remains is not just a carcass, but the beginning of a crucial ecological ritual. Here, the aftermath of life and death is transformed into a symphony of renewal, orchestrated by nature's most efficient recyclers. As the apex predators retreat, their bellies full, the savannah's stage is set for a new cast. The air vibrates with the subtle tension of opportunity as shadows flicker through the tall grass. The next wave of life emerges, drawn by the scent of possibility. Vultures, with their keen senses and unwavering patience, are the first to arrive. Their presence signals the start of a meticulous process, one that will leave no trace of the fallen behind. These birds are not merely scavengers. They are the architects of cleanliness, ensuring the land remains fertile and disease-free. High above, vultures ride the invisible thermals, their wings outstretched as they scan the earth below. From these dizzying heights, their eyes can spot the faintest glimmer of flesh, a testament to their evolutionary mastery. Each spiral downward is a calculated descent, a silent message to others that a feast awaits. The descent of a single vulture triggers a cascade. Others join, forming a swirling column of anticipation. The savanna, so often a place of fierce competition, becomes a rare scene of cooperation as scavengers converge, each with a role to play in the grand design. With swift, practiced movements, vultures strip away flesh and sinew. Their efficiency is unmatched, their purpose clear. In mere moments, what was once a potential source of disease is rendered harmless, the land cleansed by their tireless efforts. Their beaks, sharp and unyielding, are tools of precision. Each tear and pull is guided by instinct, refined over millennia. The vulture's methodical approach ensures that every edible scrap is consumed, leaving only the barest remnants for those who follow. Their featherless heads and elongated necks are marvels of adaptation. These features allow them to reach deep into the cavities of a carcass, extracting nourishment from places inaccessible to others. This design minimizes the risk of contamination, keeping their plumage pristine and their bodies healthy. After feeding, vultures devote themselves to meticulous grooming. Each feather is cleaned with care, a ritual that preserves their ability to soar and shields them from infection. In a world where survival depends on vigilance, such habits are essential. Beneath their stoic gaze lies a digestive system of extraordinary power. The vulture's stomach is a crucible, its acids potent enough to dissolve bone and neutralize the deadliest of pathogens. This internal alchemy transforms decay into sustenance, halting the spread of illness before it can begin. With each swallow, vultures ingest not only flesh, but the invisible threats that linger within. Their bodies are fortresses, impervious to toxins and bacteria that would devastate other species. In this way, they serve as the savanna's first line of defense against epidemic. In the span of a single day, a carcass is reduced to little more than bone and hide. The transformation is swift, the impact profound. Vultures, through their relentless consumption, ensure that the cycle of nutrients continues unbroken. Yet the work is not finished. As the birds withdraw, the ground stirs with new arrivals. Hyenas, with their powerful frames and unyielding jaws, approach with purpose. Their senses guide them to what remains, and their presence signals the next phase of decomposition. Hyenas are the ultimate recyclers. Their jaws, among the strongest in the animal kingdom, shatter bones with ease. They extract marrow, a rich source of energy, and consume fragments that would otherwise linger, ensuring that even the hardest parts of the carcass are not wasted. Nothing escapes their attention. Skin, hooves and sinew are devoured, their bodies processing materials that few others can digest. Through this relentless consumption, hyenas return vital minerals to the earth, enriching the soil for future generations. On the periphery, jackals wait for their moment. Agile and resourceful, they dart in to claim what remains. Their sharp senses and nimble movements allow them to exploit every opportunity, thriving in the margins left by larger scavengers. As the larger scavengers depart, the smallest workers take over. Beetles, flies and maggots swarm the bones, breaking down the last vestiges of tissue. Their collective effort is relentless, reducing the remains to their elemental forms. In a mesmerizing dance of decay, these insects accelerate the return of nutrients to the soil. Their work is invisible yet indispensable, fueling the growth of grasses that will one day nourish herds of antelope and zebra. Without this intricate network of scavengers, the savanna would be transformed. Carcasses would accumulate, their decay unchecked. Disease would spread, water would foul, and the delicate balance of life would teeter on the brink of collapse. Waterholes, the lifeblood of the plains, would become breeding grounds for sickness. The ripple effects would touch every creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest elephant, threatening the very fabric of the ecosystem. The seamless collaboration of vultures, hyenas, jackals and insects is a testament to nature's ingenuity. Each species, with its unique adaptations, contributes to a process that sustains all life on the savanna. From the silent flight of the vulture to the industrious labour of the beetle, every participant is vital. This diversity is the engine of resilience, allowing the ecosystem to withstand drought, disease and change. Through the tireless work of the clean-up crew, the savanna is perpetually renewed. What begins as death is transformed into life, the cycle unbroken, the landscape restored. In this endless exchange, nature's genius is revealed, not in the struggle for survival alone, but in the harmony of renewal that follows. Deep within the heart of South America, the Amazon rainforest stretches endlessly, a living tapestry of green that pulses with life and mystery. Beneath its dense canopy, sunlight filters through in shifting patterns, illuminating a world where every inch is contested, and every creature is locked in a daily struggle for existence. The air is thick with humidity, carrying the scent of damp earth and the distant calls of unseen animals. Here, the rhythm of survival is dictated by the relentless cycle of day and night, rain and drought, abundance and scarcity. In this shadowy realm, the jaguar reigns supreme. Unlike the social lions of Africa, the jaguar is a solitary hunter. Moving silently through the undergrowth, its senses finely tuned to the faintest rustle or scent. Each step is calculated, each movement a blend of power and stealth as it navigates the labyrinth of roots and vines that define its territory. Its rosette-patterned coat blends seamlessly with the dappled sunlight, rendering it nearly invisible as it stalks through the tangled vegetation. The jaguar's patience is legendary. It can wait motionless for hours, poised for the perfect moment to strike. Every muscle is primed, every sense alert as it listens for the subtle movements of potential prey. When the opportunity arises, the jaguar's attack is swift and decisive. Its jaws, the most powerful of any big cat, are capable of crushing bone and piercing the armoured skulls of prey, a technique unique to this formidable predator. The forest floor becomes a silent stage for this lethal drama where only the strongest and most cunning survive. The jaguar's menu is as varied as the forest itself. Along riverbanks it ambushes capybaras, the world's largest rodents, and in the murky waters it takes on caimans, demonstrating a rare mastery of both land and water hunting. Its adaptability is a testament to the evolutionary pressures that have shaped every aspect of its existence. Above, the rainforest canopy forms a labyrinth of branches and leaves, a vertical world teeming with life. Here, survival demands innovation, and countless species have evolved extraordinary adaptations to thrive in this complex environment. The canopy is a realm of perpetual motion, where sunlight is a precious commodity and competition is fierce. The haunting calls of howler monkeys echo through the treetops, their voices carrying for miles. These booming vocalizations serve as both a warning and a declaration, staking claim to territory and minimizing the risk of violent encounters with rival troops. Their social structure is tightly knit, with each member playing a role in the group's survival. Spider monkeys, with their elongated limbs and remarkable prehensile tails, move with effortless grace among the highest branches. Their agility allows them to access fruits and leaves unreachable to others, reducing competition and ensuring their survival. Each leap is a calculated risk, a testament to their evolutionary refinement. In stark contrast, the sloth embraces a life of slow motion. Its deliberate movements, combined with a coat that hosts symbiotic algae, render it nearly invisible among the leaves. This unique camouflage, along with its low-energy lifestyle, helps it evade sharp-eyed predators like the harpy eagle. The sloth's existence is a delicate balance between vulnerability and concealment. Every encounter in the Amazon is charged with tension. Predator and prey are locked in a perpetual contest, each adapting and counter-adapting in a silent arms race that has shaped their evolution for millennia. The forest is alive with the subtle cues of pursuit and evasion, a constant interplay of risk and reward. Along the winding rivers, giant otters form tight-knit family groups. Their cooperative hunting tactics and constant communication make them formidable predators, capable of outmaneuvering even the swiftest fish. Their synchronized movements create a ballet of precision, each member contributing to the group's success. United by strong social bonds, these otters defend their territory with fierce determination, working together to repel threats from jaguars and caimans and ensuring the safety of their young. Their vocalizations and body language form a complex language, essential for coordination and defense. On the forest floor, a different battle unfolds. Insects, though tiny, are locked in relentless competition, each species employing unique strategies to outwit rivals and secure precious resources. The soil teems with life. From predatory beetles to industrious termites, each playing a vital role in the ecosystem's balance. The poison dart frog, adorned in vivid hues, advertises its toxicity with every movement. Its skin secretes potent neurotoxins, a chemical shield that deters even the most determined predators. The frog's survival hinges on this warning, a vivid signal in a world where danger lurks at every turn. Leafcutter ants, among the rainforest's most industrious inhabitants, harvest leaves not for food, but to cultivate a specialized fungus deep underground. Their vast colonies function as a single superorganism, recycling nutrients and shaping the very ecosystem they inhabit. The intricate tunnels and chambers they construct are marvels of natural engineering. The Amazon's vertical expanse, from the shadowy forest floor to the sunlit canopy, is a living mosaic. Each layer supports its own community, interconnected yet distinct, a testament to the rainforest's boundless adaptability. The interplay between these strata creates microhabitats, each with its own challenges and opportunities. Nowhere is this diversity more apparent than in Colombia, where thousands of species coexist, each occupying a unique niche. From the smallest hummingbird to the largest tapir, every organism plays a role in the intricate web of life. The sheer abundance of life forms is a testament to the evolutionary creativity fostered by this environment. The vampire bat, a master of stealth, feeds exclusively on blood, its saliva containing anticoagulants that keep its meal flowing. Nearby, the toucan's oversized beak is more than a feeding tool. It helps regulate body temperature in the humid heat, a perfect example of evolutionary ingenuity. Each adaptation is a response to the rainforest's unique pressures, a solution honed over countless generations. The Amazon is a living testament to the universal laws of nature. Here, predation, competition, and adaptation are not just concepts, they are the forces that shape every life, every day, in this extraordinary wilderness. The forest's symphony is composed of countless voices, each echoing the story of survival, resilience, and the unending dance of life. In this vast untamed world, every creature, from the mightiest jaguar to the tiniest ant, is both a participant and a witness to the echoes of survival that define the Amazon. In the golden light of dawn, the African savanna awakens to a symphony of life. A lion, sinews taut and eyes fixed, bursts from the tall grass, launching into a chase that sends a buffalo herd thundering across the plain. The ground trembles beneath their hooves, dust swirling in the air, as predator and prey engage in a timeless dance of survival. Each stride, each heartbeat, is a testament to the relentless energy that pulses through this wild landscape. High above, a vulture glides effortlessly, its wings casting fleeting shadows over the earth below. With a gaze honed by evolution, it surveys the aftermath of the hunt, waiting for the precise moment to descend. When it lands, it does so with a quiet authority, prepared to fulfill a role that is as vital as it is unheralded. These dramatic encounters are but the surface of a vast, intricate network of relationships. Every visible struggle, every fleeting alliance is woven into a deeper narrative, one that stretches across continents and generations. From the tiniest beetle burrowing beneath the soil to the towering giraffe browsing the treetops, each creature is a living thread in a tapestry of interdependence. Their lives are bound together by invisible ties, each action echoing through the ecosystem in ways both subtle and profound. The lion's pursuit sends ripples through the food web, influencing not only its prey, but the very soil beneath their feet. Insects, ceaseless in their labour, break down fallen leaves and animal remains, enriching the earth and nurturing the roots that anchor the grasslands. Every interaction, whether a fleeting glance, a chase, or a moment of cooperation, forms a strand in a complex web. Pollinators, decomposers, predators and prey all contribute to a balance that is both delicate and dynamic. When a lion stalks a wildebeest, it is not simply a matter of hunger. The act of predation shapes the herd, removing the weak and the sick, and in doing so strengthens the population and influences the very structure of the landscape. Wildebeest, in their vast numbers, graze the savanna with relentless efficiency. Their feeding patterns trim the grasses, stimulate new growth, and maintain the open plains that support countless other species. These lush grasslands, shaped by the mouths of grazers and the paws of predators, become a cradle for life. Herds gather in abundance, drawing the attention of predators and scavengers alike, each dependent on the other for survival. After the hunt, scavengers arrive in a well-rehearsed procession. Hyenas, jackals and vultures converge, each equipped with unique adaptations to consume what others cannot, ensuring that every morsel is returned to the cycle of life. Their work is indispensable. By stripping bones clean and dispersing nutrients, scavengers prevent the spread of disease and enrich the soil, laying the groundwork for new generations of plants and animals. Over millennia, this choreography has evolved, shaped by shifting climates, changing landscapes, and the relentless march of time. Each adaptation, each behavior, is a response to the challenges and opportunities of the environment. The result is a silent accord, a harmony among species, where every organism, from the smallest microbe to the largest mammal, plays a role in sustaining the whole. The actions of one species can set off a cascade of effects, altering the fortunes of many. A single event, a tree falling, a predator hunting, can reshape the destiny of entire communities. When an elephant topples a tree, it is not an act of destruction, but of transformation. The fallen giant creates open spaces, allowing sunlight to reach the ground and new life to take root. In these clearings, fresh grasses emerge, drawing grazers and reshaping the landscape for years to come. The cycle of renewal is set in motion by a single, powerful act. Bees, though small, are architects of abundance. As they move from flower to flower, they transfer pollen, ensuring the reproduction of acacia trees and the continuation of the forest canopy. Giraffes, with their towering necks, browse the treetops, shaping the growth of trees and opening the canopy to sunlight. Their selective feeding patterns influence which plants thrive and which reseed. As giraffes wander, seeds pass through their bodies and are deposited far from the parent tree, spreading genetic diversity and fostering new groves across the savanna. In the dense shade of the Amazon, leafcutter ants form living highways, carrying fragments of leaves to their subterranean gardens. Here they cultivate fungus, a food source that sustains the colony and accelerates the decomposition of plant matter. This partnership between ant and fungus is a cornerstone of the rainforest's health, recycling nutrients, locking away carbon, and supporting the world's richest biodiversity. Many of these connections are hidden from view, unfolding beneath the surface or in the quiet hours of dawn and dusk. Yet they form the scaffolding that supports every visible life form. Together, these relationships create ecosystems that are robust and resilient, able to withstand storms, droughts, and the ever-present pressures of change. The lion, resting in the shade after a hunt, is a symbol of this interdependence. Its survival is tied to the health of the herds, the rhythm of the seasons, and the abundance of water. The lion's existence is a story of adaptation, shaped by the ebb and flow of prey, the shifting boundaries of territory, and the ever-changing climate. Its future depends on the vitality of the herds, the flow of rivers, and the delicate balance of its domain. Each element is a link in a chain that stretches across the landscape. The lion's territory is vast, shaped by the migrations of prey and the presence of rivals. Its boundaries are drawn not by fences, but by the movements of life itself. Encounters with hyenas and other predators are tests of strength and strategy, sharpening the lion's instincts and maintaining the balance of power. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, is woven into this web. Their lives are shaped by countless interactions, each one a thread in the fabric of the wild. Yet this balance is fragile. Even the smallest disruption can send tremors through the ecosystem, threatening the stability that life depends upon. The loss of a single keystone species, a top predator, a pollinator, or a scavenger, can unravel the intricate web, leaving gaps that cannot easily be filled. Without these vital players, carcasses linger, disease spreads, and the balance that once sustained life begins to falter. In places where vultures have vanished, the skies are empty, and the consequences ripple outward. Disease finds new footholds, and the land itself suffers. The absence of efficient scavengers allows pathogens to flourish, as rabid animals and disease-carrying insects multiply unchecked. Jackals and feral dogs, though quick to fill the void, lack the efficiency of vultures. Their presence cannot restore the balance that has been lost. Protecting nature is not about saving a single species, no matter how iconic. It is about preserving the relationships that allow life to flourish in all its forms. When herds of elephants roam freely and lions rule at dusk, it is a sign that the web of life remains strong and unbroken. Only by maintaining these connections can we ensure that the wild remains vibrant, resilient, and full of wonder. These ecosystems are the source of clean water, pure air, and the stable climate that sustains all life. Every breath, every drop, is a gift from the wild. Rivers run clear, forests breathe deeply, and the world remains in balance only when every thread in the tapestry is preserved. The coordinated efforts of a lion pride, each member contributing to the hunt, reveal the power of unity and shared purpose in the animal kingdom. The constant vigilance of a wildebeest herd, alert to every sound and movement, demonstrates the strength found in collective awareness. The silent diligence of scavengers working tirelessly and unseen is a reminder that every role, no matter how humble, is essential to the whole. By safeguarding wild places, untouched landscapes where nature's drama unfolds, we preserve the stage for these intricate stories to continue. We protect the invisible threads that bind every creature, every plant, every gust of wind into a single living whole, a tapestry of interdependence. In doing so, we secure the future of our shared home, a planet alive with diversity, resilience, and the enduring wonder of nature's grand design. As the golden sun dips below the horizon, the savanna glows with a quiet majesty. Yet beneath this tranquil beauty, a subtle force is at work, one that leaves no tracks in the dust, but whose influence is woven into every blade of grass and every distant call of a bird. In these vast, seemingly untouched expanses, the presence of humanity is felt not through footprints or shadows, but through the silent transformation of the land itself. The wild, once governed solely by the rhythms of predator and prey, now faces a new architect, one whose reach extends far beyond the visible. From above, the landscape is etched with lines, fences that carve the plains into isolated fragments. These barriers, invisible from the ground, disrupt the ancient highways of migration, severing the lifelines that have guided herds for generations. Wildebeest gather at the edge of a fence, their instincts urging them forward, yet the path is blocked. Overhead, flocks of birds spiral above wetlands that have faded into memory, their search for sanctuary growing ever more desperate as water vanishes from the earth. The land bears new scars, patches of bare earth where forests once stood, and a mosaic of fields stretching to the horizon. From the silent gaze of satellites, the transformation is stark. Ancient woodlands replaced by the geometric order of agriculture, the wildness tamed and reshaped. Rivers, once free to wander and flood, now flow in narrow channels, their banks armoured against the pulse of the seasons. The gentle curves of water are forced into rigid lines, their natural rhythms subdued by the demands of cultivation and settlement. At dusk, a solitary elephant moves cautiously through a field of crops, its massive form dwarfed by the expanse of cultivated land. Drawn by the promise of food, it navigates a world transformed, each step a negotiation between hunger and the unknown perils that now lurk in familiar places. Across the wild, new arrivals take root, plants and animals carried by invisible currents of trade and travel. These invaders, unbound by the checks and balances of their native homes, spread unchecked, weaving themselves into the fabric of the ecosystem. A single foreign plant, thriving where it does not belong, slowly overtakes the native grasses. Its relentless advance reshapes the food web, forcing every creature to adapt or retreat as the familiar is replaced by the strange. In a quiet orchard, a honeybee hovers over a blossom, performing a dance as old as the flowers themselves. But as the camera pulls back, the silence deepens. Hives lie empty, their collapse echoing through the landscape, the absence of pollinators leaving fruit trees barren and the cycle of renewal broken. Yet, as dawn breaks over protected reserves, hope stirs. Here, the land breathes freely once more, and the chorus of life grows stronger with each passing season. Carefully designed corridors reconnect the fragments, allowing elephants, antelope, and countless others to reclaim their ancient roots. These green pathways become arteries of renewal, restoring the flow of life across the land. From above, herds once again traverse the open plains, their movements tracing the memory of migrations past. Conservation efforts breathe new life into these landscapes, offering a glimpse of what can be restored. The wild remains a place of delicate balance, where predator and prey, plant and pollinator, each play a vital role. Every change, no matter how small, sends ripples through this intricate web, testing its strength and resilience. The choices made, whether to clear a forest, build a fence, or alter a river's course, reverberate through the wild, shaping the destiny of countless lives. Each decision is a thread pulled in the vast tapestry of nature, its effects felt far beyond the moment. But where awareness grows, so too does the possibility of renewal. Forests regenerate, wetlands return, and the wild begins to heal, given time and care. Nature's own wisdom offers a guide: cooperation among species, adaptation to change, and a profound respect for the interconnectedness of all living things. In these lessons, there is hope for a future where harmony, not conquest, defines our relationship with the wild. As night falls and the stars emerge, the savannah is cloaked in silence. The story of the wild is still being written, its next chapter shaped by the choices made today, and by the enduring threads that bind every creature to the land and to each other. Beneath the silver glow of the moon, the forest breathes in quiet harmony. Every leaf, every shadow is alive with the subtle choreography of creatures shaping the world's future. Their presence felt more in the transformation they leave behind than in their fleeting forms. Deep within the undergrowth, termites labour tirelessly, their collective will raising monumental mounds that rise like ancient fortresses from the earth. These structures, intricate and resilient, alter the very contours of the land, channeling rainwater and providing shelter for countless other species. Within the labyrinthine tunnels, air circulates and moisture is balanced, creating microclimates that nurture fungi and bacteria, the unseen engines of decomposition and renewal. In the gentle shade cast by these earthen towers, delicate seedlings push through the soil, their first leaves unfurling in a sanctuary protected from harsh sun and hungry grazers. Roots thread through the enriched earth, drawing sustenance from minerals and organic matter left by generations of insect architects, each rootlet a silent testament to the cycles of life and decay. As dawn's first light brushes the riverbank, otters emerge, their sleek bodies gliding between reeds. Their movements ripple through the water, awakening the ecosystem with playful energy. Each dive stirs the riverbed, releasing nutrients trapped in the sediment. This gentle disturbance feeds a bloom of aquatic plants, which in turn provide food and shelter for myriad river dwellers. Fish dart through the clear currents, weaving between shadows and sunlight, their quicksilver bodies tracing invisible paths that connect predator and prey, plant and animal, in a seamless web. Among submerged branches, fish find sanctuary, the underwater forests sculpted by beavers upstream, offering both refuge and a nursery for the next generation. The beaver's dam, a marvel of instinct and persistence, slows the river's rush, transforming streams into wetlands. Here, amphibians breed, waterfowl nest, and insects thrive in the mosaic of pools and marshes. High in the emerald canopy, a hornbill selects a ripe fruit, its powerful beak slicing through the flesh before releasing the prize to the forest floor below. The seeds tumble through layers of leaves, coming to rest in the cool, moist litter, each one a promise of towering trees yet to come. As the fruit splits open, its scent draws a host of forest dwellers, each playing a role in dispersing seeds and cycling nutrients. Dung beetles, vigilant and industrious, seize their opportunity, rolling precious cargo across the forest floor with unwavering determination. With each buried ball, they plant seeds deep within the earth, ensuring that new life will rise where old life once fell. Over days and seasons, the forest regenerates. Roots deepen, canopies expand, and animals return, each species contributing to the ever-evolving tapestry of life. Far from the forest, a camera soars above a coral reef, revealing a world as complex and interconnected as any on land. Parrotfish graze with methodical precision, scraping algae from coral and keeping the reef's delicate balance intact. Their efforts allow corals to flourish, creating a vibrant metropolis where countless marine species find food, shelter, and breeding grounds. The sand produced by parrotfish drifts with the tides, accumulating over years to form new islands, silent testaments to the power of small, persistent actions. In the ocean's inky depths, bioluminescent plankton shimmer, their pulses of light signalling the start of nightly migrations and feeding frenzies. Tiny marine creatures gather, drawn by the glow, and in turn become sustenance for larger hunters, each link in the chain vital to the ocean's health. Across these wild realms, not a single human footprint mars the scene. The land and sea remain untouched, shaped only by the patient hands of nature's own engineers. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, plays a unique role, digging, building, dispersing, and transforming their world in ways both subtle and profound. Beavers engineer wetlands, termites sculpt the soil, and countless others modify their habitats, each act a thread in the fabric of the ecosystem. The evidence of their labour is everywhere: burrows, nests, trails and clearings, each a sign of interdependence and adaptation. Here, the boundaries between species blur as birds, mammals, insects and fish interact in a delicate balance, their fates entwined by necessity and opportunity. With the coming of dawn, the wild stirs anew. Light spills across the landscape, illuminating the results of 1,000 unseen labours. Animals emerge from their shelters, each one poised to continue the endless work of shaping and sustaining their world. In every hidden corner, subtle behaviours unfold: an ant tending its colony, a bird weaving its nest, a fish clearing a patch of riverbed. The legacy of these silent architects is etched into every branch that sways, every stream that flows, every gust of wind that stirs the leaves. In moments of stillness, the wild seems to pause, as if reflecting on the intricate web of actions that sustain it. To witness these quiet miracles is to glimpse the true resilience of nature, a world built not by force, but by the patient, purposeful collaboration of life itself. Dawn unfurls across the savanna, painting the horizon in molten gold. Each blade of grass, trembling in the gentle breeze, is a living archive, its fibres woven with the memory of droughts endured and rains celebrated. The land breathes, alive with the silent stories of countless dawns before. Wildebeest surge forward in a vast undulating tide, their hooves etching invisible maps into the earth. The migration is a living tradition, passed not by words but by instinct, each animal guided by the pulse of the land, retracing routes shaped by the rhythm of survival. Clouds of dust billow beneath the herd, settling into the roots of ancient acacias. These trees, with their gnarled limbs and deep-reaching roots, draw sustenance from hidden veins of water, their resilience a quiet testament to the interconnectedness of all life here. Beneath the shadows of giants, dung beetles labour tirelessly, sculpting the earth with every roll. Their work, unnoticed by most, is vital. Each sphere they bury enriches the soil, ensuring that new life will one day rise from the ground they tend. The camera lingers on a spider's web, strung delicately between thorny branches. Dewdrops cling to the silk, refracting the morning light into 1,000 tiny prisms, a fleeting masterpiece crafted anew each day. At the heart of this glistening lattice, a golden orb-weaver spider waits in perfect stillness. Its patience is a silent force, shaping the fate of passing insects and maintaining the delicate balance of its miniature world. As dusk settles, a pangolin emerges from the undergrowth, its scales catching the last rays of sunlight. With careful precision, it flicks its tongue into hidden nests, consuming ants and termites, and in doing so quietly regulates the populations beneath the soil's surface. From above, rivers snake through dense rainforest, their paths ever shifting as fallen trunks and beaver dams redirect the flow. These waterways are the lifeblood of the forest, nourishing roots, shaping habitats and connecting distant realms in a seamless web of life. On the forest floor, leaf-cutter ants march in endless columns, each carrying a fragment of green, many times its own weight. Their procession is a marvel of cooperation, a living chain that transforms the forest's bounty into sustenance for their subterranean gardens. Below the surface, a labyrinth of tunnels hums with activity. Ants tend to their fungal crops, recycle nutrients, and maintain the intricate architecture of their colony, an underground metropolis that sustains the forest above. As darkness falls, fireflies flicker to life, their bioluminescent signals pulsing through the undergrowth. Each flash is a coded message, a beacon in the night that weaves together the silent language of the forest. High in the mountains, marmots stand sentinel on rocky outcrops, their sharp whistles slicing through the alpine air. These calls ripple across the meadow, warning kin of unseen dangers and binding the community in a network of vigilance. Across mud and moss, footprints tell silent tales, each track a fleeting signature of presence. Some are bold, pressed deep by heavy bodies, others are faint, barely disturbing the surface, yet all are threads in the tapestry of the wild. In these untouched expanses, the wild composes its own epic. No human hand guides the narrative. Every interaction, every adaptation is a line in a living manuscript, written by the creatures themselves. Here, instinct is the author and adaptation, the ink. Each moment of survival, every subtle shift in behaviour is a testament to the ingenuity and resilience that define life in its purest form. As night deepens, the camera soars skyward. Stars shimmer above a world in perfect balance, each constellation mirrored by the intricate connections below. The wild's legacy is not written in stone, but in the ceaseless dance of life, ever evolving, unbroken and eternal. The first gentle rays of dawn spill across the horizon, painting the wild in hues of gold and rose. In this untouched expanse, the world awakens not with a roar, but with a soft collective breath, a subtle stirring that signals the beginning of a new day. The camera glides above mist-shrouded wetlands, where the air vibrates with the chorus of frogs. Their voices, layered and rhythmic, ripple through the cool morning, weaving a tapestry of sound that marks the fragile boundary between night and day. Amidst the reeds, a heron stands statuesque, its silhouette etched against the pale light. Every sinew is taut with patience. Suddenly it lunges, beak flashing, plucking a fish from the water with unerring accuracy. This moment of predation is both a necessity and a testament to the intricate balance that governs these wetlands. High above, gibbons emerge from their leafy shelters. Their haunting songs spiral through the canopy, each note a declaration of presence, a call that reverberates through the ancient tangle of branches. The forest listens, and the day is announced. Invisible waves of sound travel from tree to tree, carrying messages of territory, kinship, and warning. Birdsong and primate calls intermingle, forming a complex language that maintains the delicate order of this living cathedral. Below the canopy, a family of otters glides through crystalline streams. Their sleek bodies twist and tumble in playful abandon, sending shimmering ripples across the water's surface. Each dive is a celebration of abundance, each resurfacing a testament to the purity of their world. The camera lingers on a cluster of wild orchids, their petals unfurling in the crook of a moss-laden trunk. These delicate blooms, nurtured by filtered sunlight and gentle rain, add bursts of colour to the forest's green tapestry. Tiny bees hover and dart among the blossoms, their movements precise and purposeful. As they gather pollen, they perform a vital dance, ensuring the survival of both flower and pollinator, and perpetuating the cycle of renewal that defines this ecosystem. In the shadowed undergrowth, a pangolin's armoured form glides silently. Its delicate claws sift through leaf litter, uncovering a hidden banquet of termites. Each movement is deliberate, each step a quiet assertion of its place in the intricate web of life. As the sun climbs, dragonflies take to the air, their wings catching the new light in dazzling flashes of emerald and sapphire. They hover and dart above the meadow, their aerial acrobatics a silent ballet that speaks of agility and survival. In the tall grass, a multitude of insects and birds go about their morning rituals. Beetles scuttle beneath dew-laden blades, while finches flit from stalk to stalk, searching for seeds. Each creature, no matter how small, plays a role in the unfolding drama of dawn. No human presence mars these trails. The earth remains untrampled, the silence unbroken by foreign sounds. Here the wild is sovereign, its rhythms uninterrupted. Across the landscape, animals move with purpose, each guided by instinct, each shaped by the demands of their environment. The routines of feeding, sheltering and nurturing unfold in perfect synchrony with the rising sun. In every hidden corner, life flourishes. From the smallest insect to the most elusive mammal, each being is a thread in the vast tapestry of existence. The promise of dawn is whispered in every flutter, every call, every breath, a silent assurance that the wild endures, and with it the endless marvel of nature's renewal. As the sun dips below the horizon, the wilderness enters a liminal hour, neither day nor night, but a fleeting in-between where the world seems to hold its breath. Shadows stretch and mingle with the last embers of daylight, painting the land in hues of amber and violet. The camera soars above the savanna where golden light lingers on the tips of tall grasses. Each blade shimmers, catching the sun's farewell, while the earth below cools and the air thickens with anticipation. Herds gather in the open, their silhouettes etched against the glowing sky, instinctively aware of the coming night. In the gentle twilight, aardvarks emerge cautiously from their burrows. Their sensitive snouts sweep the soil, detecting the faintest vibrations of insects beneath the surface. Each step is measured, each movement a testament to the delicate balance between hunger and safety as the world grows dim. Deep within the forest, the undergrowth stirs. Leaves rustle as unseen creatures begin their nightly routines. Small mammals scurry through the leaf litter while insects awaken, their bodies attuned to the subtle shift in temperature and light. The forest floor becomes a stage for countless dramas, hidden from all but the most patient observer. High above, a slow loris glides along a twisting branch. Its luminous eyes reflect the faintest glimmer, scanning for movement in the shadows. Each deliberate motion is silent, its grip gentle yet sure, as it searches for insects and nectar among the leaves, leaving the branch undisturbed in its wake. Overhead, fruit bats unfurl their wings and ascend into the indigo sky. Their flight is effortless, guided by memory and the scent of ripe fruit. As they travel, they scatter seeds across the landscape, ensuring the renewal of the forest with every journey. Their silhouettes flicker against the deepening blue, silent architects of tomorrow's canopy. In a still pond, alligators drift just beneath the surface, their ancient forms barely visible in the moonlight. The water glows with silvery reflections, disturbed only by the gentle ripple of a heron gliding overhead. The alligator's eyes, unblinking and patient, track every movement, embodying the quiet vigilance of the night. Fireflies ignite the darkness with bursts of emerald and gold. Their lights pulse in intricate patterns, each flash a signal in a silent conversation. The undergrowth becomes a living constellation where every spark is a story of attraction, of rivalry, of survival, written in the language of light. The air vibrates with the chorus of cicadas, their collective song weaving a tapestry of sound that ebbs and flows with the cooling night. Each note is a declaration of presence, a rhythmic pulse that marks the passage of time and the persistence of life. In the half-light, a leopard glides through the undergrowth, its rosetted coat dissolving into the patchwork of shadow and foliage. Muscles ripple beneath its fur as it moves with silent precision, every sense attuned to the faintest sound. The predator's patience is infinite, its presence felt but rarely seen. Across the landscape, animals move in a delicate choreography. Herds shift, birds settle, and insects rise in swirling clouds. Each species responds to the subtle cues of dusk, their actions interwoven in a complex, unspoken harmony that sustains the balance of the wild. The land is untouched by human presence. No footprints, no distant voices, only the pure, unbroken wilderness. Here the world belongs solely to its original inhabitants, their lives unfolding in ancient patterns beneath the gathering night. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, is bound by invisible threads of dependence. Pollinators, prey, and hunters form a living network, each action rippling outward to shape the fate of the whole. The ecosystem breathes as one, its complexity revealed only to those who look closely. As night deepens, the wilderness exhales. Darkness cloaks the land, yet life persists, unseen, unbroken, and endlessly resilient. The hidden symphony of dusk fades into the silence of night, a promise that the wild's eternal dance will begin anew with the coming dawn. When the sun's last ember fades, the wilderness is reborn beneath a shroud of darkness. Nightfall is not an end, but a transformation, an unveiling of a world that thrives in the absence of light. The forest, once vibrant with colour, now breathes in shades of indigo and silver, every leaf and branch etched in moonlight's gentle hand. The camera glides silently above a riverbank, where the water mirrors the constellations overhead. Each ripple distorts the stars, as if the sky itself is alive within the current. An otter, sleek and alert, slips through the cool water, its movements barely disturbing the tranquil surface, a silent guardian of the night's secrets. Along the muddy banks, a tapestry of tracks reveals the hidden passage of creatures. The deep imprints of a jaguar cross the lighter, clustered marks of capybaras, while smaller, fainter prints hint at the presence of rodents and frogs. Each mark is a fleeting testament to a journey made under the cloak of darkness, a silent record of lives intersecting in the night. High above, a spectral owl glides between tangled branches, its feathers engineered for silence. The owl's gaze pierces the gloom, attuned to the faintest rustle below. With a sudden, effortless swoop, it vanishes into the shadows, a phantom in pursuit of unseen prey. On the forest floor, the moonlight reveals a pangolin uncoiling from its armoured shell. It moves with deliberate care, its claws sifting through leaf litter in search of ants and termites. Each scale catches the pale light, a mosaic of natural armour designed for survival in the nocturnal world. Nearby, a family of armadillos emerges from the tangled roots of ancient trees. Their domed backs shimmer as they scurry in single file, snouts twitching, ever alert for danger. The forest floor is alive with their quiet industry, each step a careful negotiation with the unknown. Far from the forest, in the open desert, a night-blooming cactus unfurls its petals. The transformation is slow and deliberate, each blossom opening to the cool embrace of darkness. The air is tinged with a faint, sweet fragrance, a silent invitation to the creatures of the night. Drawn by scent and moonlight, moths gather in a swirling dance around the cactus flowers. Their wings, dusted in subtle patterns, catch the faintest glimmer as they hover and feed. Each moth is a vital link in the chain of pollination, ensuring the desert's renewal with every delicate landing. In the undergrowth, fleeting encounters unfold. An opossum pauses as a kinkajou slips past, their paths crossing for a heartbeat before each vanishes into the thicket. These brief meetings, unnoticed by the world, shape the rhythm of the night, weaving a web of connections that sustains the wild. Overhead, the heavens perform their own slow ballet. Constellations drift across the sky, their ancient patterns shifting imperceptibly as hours pass. Star trails arc above the landscape, marking the passage of time in luminous strokes. Bats emerge in swirling flocks, their wings slicing through the darkness. Each emits a rapid-fire series of clicks, mapping the world with echoes. Insects are snatched from the air in mid-flight, the bat's precision guided by a sense beyond human perception. On the ground, a wolf spider waits motionless on a web strung with dew. The web glistens like a net of tiny stars. When an unsuspecting insect blunders into the trap, the spider moves with lightning speed, securing its meal in the hush of night. This world is untouched by human presence. No footsteps disturb the soil, no artificial light mars the darkness. The wild is sovereign here, its balance maintained by the creatures that call it home. Communication unfolds in subtle ways, tracks pressed into soft earth, scent trails left on bark and stone, calls that echo through the trees and across the plains. Each message is crafted for those who know how to read the language of the night. Every creature, every fleeting moment contributes to a living masterpiece. The night is a gallery of survival and adaptation, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of life. Beneath the sheltering sky, the wild endures, unseen, unbroken, and ever wondrous. Beneath the tranquil veneer of the wild, a hidden world pulses with ceaseless activity. The forest floor, thick with tangled roots and decaying leaves, conceals a labyrinth of life, each layer teeming with creatures whose existence is rarely glimpsed. The camera slips under the surface of a midnight pond, where amphibian eyes gleam like tiny lanterns in the gloom. Here the silence is broken only by the gentle ripple of water as frogs hover just beneath, their bodies perfectly adapted to the cool, oxygen-rich depths. Salamanders glide through tangled roots, their delicate limbs stirring clouds of silt that swirl and settle in mesmerizing patterns. Each movement is deliberate, a dance of survival as they hunt for minute prey among the submerged debris. A school of neon tetras flickers past, a living ribbon, undulating in unison, their scales refracting the faintest traces of moonlight that penetrate the water's skin. Each fish moves in perfect synchrony, responding to the subtlest shifts in current and shadow. Along the riverbank, a beaver's silhouette moves with purpose. Its senses are attuned to the gentle lapping of water and the distant calls of nocturnal birds, guiding it through the darkness. Its webbed feet press silently into the mud, hauling fresh branches for a dam that shapes both water and destiny. Each branch is chosen with care, fitted into place with instinctive precision, reinforcing a structure that will alter the flow of the entire stream. Each branch laid is a note in an ancient song of engineering, altering the flow, creating new havens for frogs, insects and fish that would not survive without these quiet architects. The dam becomes a sanctuary, its pools and eddies nurturing a web of interdependent lives. The lens lingers on a patch of damp earth where the ground itself seems to breathe. Beneath the surface, countless invertebrates tunnel and churn, their movements aerating the soil and releasing the scent of rich, living earth. Earthworms spiral upward in the cool night, aerating the soil, their tireless passage nourishing the roots of towering trees above. Their bodies glisten with moisture, each segment flexing as they push through the loam, leaving behind a network of tunnels that sustain the forest's giants. In a tangle of reeds, a dragonfly nymph breaks the water's surface, shedding its larval skin in slow, deliberate movements, a silent metamorphosis witnessed only by the stars. The fragile adult emerges, wings unfurling and hardening in the cool air, preparing for its first flight above the water. Above, the camera rises to follow a heron, poised in stillness at the water's edge. Its gaze is unwavering, every muscle tensed in anticipation, as it waits for the perfect moment to strike. With a flash of motion, it spears a fish, then stands motionless once more, a solitary sentinel in the silvered dark. The heron's patience is rewarded. its presence a reminder of the delicate balance between predator and prey. Across the landscape, ecosystems pulse and interact in ways both subtle and profound. Beneath every stone, behind every shadow, life is in constant negotiation, adaptation, and renewal. Millipedes coil beneath bark. Beetles scuttle through leaf litter, and spiders weave intricate webs that glisten with dew. Here, where no human eye intrudes, the wild's most intricate dramas unfold, each moment a testament to the resilience and ingenuity woven through the fabric of nature, beating quietly beneath the surface, sustaining the world in ways most will never see. The night air hums with the chorus of insects, the rustle of unseen mammals, and the gentle sigh of wind through ancient trees, all part of a living tapestry that endures, unseen but ever present. In the heart of the wilderness, a silent architecture weaves through every living form, an intricate network of relationships, unseen yet vital, that sustains the pulse of the natural world. As dawn breaks, the meadow awakens beneath a veil of dew, each droplet catching the first rays of sunlight and illuminating a tapestry of spider silk. These webs, spun with precision and care, stretch between blades of grass, forming a delicate lattice that both captures prey and connects the landscape in shimmering threads. The camera lingers on a single web, its silken strands trembling with the faintest whisper of wind. The resident spider, attuned to every vibration, reads the signals, each tremor a message, each movement a story of survival, hunger, and the subtle interplay between predator and prey. Below the surface, the roots of ancient trees intertwine with a vast living web of mycelium. These fungal threads, invisible to the naked eye, stretch for miles beneath the forest floor, forming a subterranean network that links tree to tree, plant to plant, in a silent exchange of resources and information. Under the microscope, the mycelium reveals its true complexity. Hyphae weaving around root tips, forming partnerships that allow trees to share water, minerals, and even chemical warnings of approaching threats. This underground alliance is the forest's lifeline, a communication system as ancient as the land itself. At the root's edge, sugars and nutrients flow in a silent current, nourishing not just a single tree, but the entire woodland community. Here, cooperation is not a choice, but a necessity, each exchange strengthening the resilience of the whole. Above, in the dappled light of the canopy, leafcutter ants form living rivers, their bodies moving in perfect synchrony. Each ant carries a fragment of leaf, a vital resource destined for their hidden gardens below. The camera traces their journey along winding trails where emerald shards are transported with unwavering determination. The colony's strength lies in unity. Every ant's effort amplifies the collective power of the swarm. Deep underground, the leaf fragments become the foundation for a cultivated fungus, tended with meticulous care. This mutualistic partnership nourishes the ants and enriches the soil, fostering a cycle of growth that supports the towering trees above. Across the open grasslands, a ballet of pollinators unfolds. Bees, butterflies, and moths drift from bloom to bloom, their movements orchestrated by the promise of nectar and the silent call of colour and scent. Each encounter between insect and flower is a moment of exchange. Pollen grains transferred, genetic legacies secured, and the future of the meadow assured. The air hums with the energy of countless transactions, each one a thread in the fabric of life. The visuals flow seamlessly, revealing the subtle choreography of animal interactions. predators adjusting their strategies, prey adapting their defenses, and species forging alliances that span generations. Every adaptation, every behavioral shift is a response to the presence and actions of others. The balance between predator and prey, the dance of competition and cooperation shapes the destiny of each species. In this untouched wilderness, the web of life is ever present, an endless exchange of energy, information, and support. Here, the wild persists not through isolation, but through a living network of connection, where every creature, every plant, and every unseen thread plays a part in the enduring story of nature. As the first rays of sunlight pierce the mist-laden forest, the wilderness awakens in a symphony of subtle exchanges. Here, every living being is both messenger and recipient, attuned to a language that transcends words, a language shaped by instinct, necessity, and the pulse of life itself. Along the riverbank, otters slip through the water with effortless grace. Their bodies arc and twist, sending ripples that shimmer across the surface. Each playful dive is more than a game. It is a coded signal, a way to reassure kin, to alert to hidden dangers, or to invite others to join in the safety of the group. The flick of a tail, the subtle shift of a whisker, the pattern of bubbles rising. These are the sentences and punctuation marks of their aquatic dialogue, invisible to all but those who know how to listen. In the dappled shade, a chameleon clings to the bark, its skin a living canvas. With each breath, pigments flow and swirl, allowing it to vanish into the tapestry of moss and lichen. This transformation is not mere camouflage. It is a living broadcast, a visual language that signals readiness to mate, a warning to rivals, or a silent plea for peace. The shifting hues ripple across its body, each shade and pattern a nuanced phrase in a conversation that only other chameleons can fully interpret. Above the treetops, starlings gather in a swirling murmuration. Their movements are impossibly synchronized, each bird responding to the faintest twitch of a neighbor's wing. The flock becomes a single, fluid entity, its shape ever-changing, a living map of trust, vigilance, and unity. In this airborne ballet, leadership is shared and fleeting. Each starling reads the air, the angle of a feather, the tension in the flock, and responds in perfect time, ensuring safety and cohesion in a world where hesitation can mean peril. On the sun-baked savanna, elephants assemble in a loose, shifting circle. Their presence is monumental, yet their communication is often nearly imperceptible to the human ear. Deep rumbles vibrate through the ground, carrying messages across vast distances. These seismic signals can summon distant relatives, warn of approaching predators, or express the joy of reunion after a long separation. The matriarch's foot presses into the earth, sending a tremor that only other elephants can sense, a silent call that binds the herd together even when miles apart. In the tangled undergrowth, a praying mantis stands motionless, its body perfectly aligned with the leaves. Stillness becomes its language, a way to vanish from sight and listen for the faintest vibrations of approaching prey. Its antennae sweep the air, deciphering invisible trails of scent and chemical cues. Each twitch and pause is a calculation, a silent reading of the world's hidden messages. All around, the forest hums with signals. Whiskers tremble at the faintest breeze, feathers ruffle in response to distant wing beats, and leaves shiver with the passage of unseen creatures. Every sense is tuned to the ceaseless dialogue of survival. As dusk settles, the language of the wild shifts. Shadows lengthen, and new voices emerge, each adapted to the changing light and the mysteries of nightfall. The rhythmic drumming of a woodpecker echoes through the trees, a territorial claim and a search for hidden insects. In the darkness, fireflies pulse with light, their flashes a complex code, each pattern unique, each glow a message of attraction or warning. In this untouched realm, every gesture, every sound, every shimmer of colour is a vital thread in the tapestry of life. Here, communication is not a luxury, but the very essence of survival, a living testament to the ingenuity and interconnectedness of the wild. Hidden beneath the dense tapestry of roots and the ever-shifting canopy, a world of silent architects is at work, creatures whose influence stretches far beyond their modest forms. Here, the pulse of the forest is set not by the largest beasts, but by the smallest engineers, whose daily toil quietly orchestrates the balance of life. The camera descends into the shadowy underworld, where earthworms and beetles carve labyrinthine tunnels through the soil. Each passage they create is a lifeline, channeling air and water to the roots above, and transforming compacted earth into a living, breathing foundation for the forest. With every twist and chamber, these subterranean engineers enrich the soil, allowing rain to penetrate deep and nourishing the roots of ancient trees. Their unseen labour ensures that the forest canopy flourishes, supporting a web of life that stretches from the ground to the sky. Suddenly, the focus sharpens on a procession of leaf-cutter ants, each one hoisting a fragment of leaf high above its head. Their emerald cargo forms a living chain, snaking through the undergrowth with unwavering purpose. Deep within their subterranean chambers, these ants cultivate vast gardens of fungus, feeding their colony and recycling organic matter. Their relentless harvesting and farming transform fallen leaves into nourishment, fueling a cycle that sustains countless other forest dwellers. Through their collective effort, nutrients are broken down and returned to the earth, enriching the soil and supporting a thriving community of plants and animals. The ants' industry is a silent engine, driving the renewal of the forest floor. Far from the forest, in the vibrant world of coral reefs, another kind of engineer emerges. Tiny, cleaner shrimp perch atop coral heads, their delicate limbs waving in a silent invitation to passing fish. Fish of every hue glide in, pausing at these underwater stations. Patiently, the shrimp comb through scales and gills, removing parasites and dead tissue, a meticulous service that keeps their clients healthy and the reef community in balance. This delicate partnership is built on trust, with both shrimp and fish relying on each other for survival. The shrimp's careful ministrations help prevent disease, while the fish offer protection and food scraps in return, weaving a tapestry of interdependence across the reef. High in the forest canopy, a woodpecker's rhythmic drumming echoes through the trees. With each powerful strike, it chisels out a nest cavity in deadwood, shaping a future home not just for itself, but for a host of other creatures. These excavated hollows become sanctuaries for owls, squirrels and songbirds, offering shelter and safety in the heart of the forest. The woodpecker's labour is a gift to generations yet to come, its echoes marking the rhythm of renewal. Along the water's edge, beavers gather branches and mud, constructing dams that transform the landscape. Their patient engineering slows rushing streams, creating tranquil ponds that teem with life. These wetlands become havens for frogs, dragonflies and waterfowl, each species finding a niche in the mosaic of habitats shaped by the beaver's hands. The dam's presence alters the flow of water, nurturing a cradle of biodiversity. The effects of their work ripple outward, influencing the course of rivers and the fate of entire valleys. Each pond and marsh is a testament to the beaver's role as a master builder, crafting resilience into the very fabric of the land. As twilight settles, the forest floor glows with clusters of fungi, their luminous forms breaking down fallen wood and leaves. These silent decomposers unlock nutrients trapped in the dead, fueling new growth and binding the ecosystem together in an endless cycle of transformation. Across every habitat, from the darkest soil to the brightest reef, these ecosystem engineers labour tirelessly. Their actions, though often unseen, are the keystones that uphold the intricate balance of life. Through their ingenuity and cooperation, the wild persists, an ever-evolving masterpiece of adaptation, resilience, and interconnectedness, where every creature, no matter how small, plays a vital role in the grand design of nature. Gap 2s. In the wild, not all battles are fought with tooth and claw. For some, survival hinges on a different kind of mastery, the art of deception. As the camera glides over a sun-dappled forest floor, the scene is set for a high-stakes game where appearance is everything, and the line between predator and prey is blurred by illusion. Gap 1s. A leaf-tailed gecko clings motionless to mottled bark, its jagged outline melting seamlessly into the camouflage of lichen and moss. Only the slow, deliberate blink of a golden eye betrays its presence. Nearby, a praying mantis sways in perfect rhythm with the breeze, its slender limbs mimicking the trembling stems of grass. To the untrained eye, both are invisible, ghosts among the foliage waiting for the world to pass them by. Gap 1s. Suddenly, a burst of colour flashes in the undergrowth. The camera zooms in on a butterfly, its wings painted with the eye spots of a much larger animal. As a hungry bird swoops down, the butterfly snaps its wings open, startling its would-be attacker with the illusion of a predator's glare. Confused, the bird veers off, and the butterfly flutters away, unharmed by its clever masquerade. Gap 1s. Beneath the surface of a shallow stream, a master of disguise lurks in the pebbles. A stonefish, its rough skin and muted hues indistinguishable from the rocks around it. Patient and still, it waits as an unsuspecting fish swims close. In a flash, the stonefish strikes, its ambush a testament to the power of perfect mimicry. Gap 1s. Even the hunters are not immune to deception. In the tall grasses of the savannah, a pride of lions crouches low, their tawny coats blending with the golden blades. But their prey, a herd of zebras, is not so easily fooled. Each zebra's stripes create a living optical illusion, confusing the lion's depth perception, and making it nearly impossible to single out one target from the dazzle. Gap 1s. In this world of shadows and whispers, deception is both shield and sword. As dusk settles, a chorus of frogs erupts, each voice mimicking the call of another species, throwing predators off their trail. Moths adorned with the patterns of toxic wasps drift past, unbothered by birds who have learned to heed nature's warnings. Gap 1s. Here, the greatest advantage belongs not to the strongest or the swiftest, but to those who can vanish in plain sight, who can trick the senses and rewrite the rules of the hunt. In the eternal contest between hunter and hunted, the art of deception is the ultimate equalizer, a silent duel played out in every corner of the wild. Gap 2s. In the theatre of the wild, victory does not always belong to the boldest or the most cunning. Sometimes it is patience, a quiet, unyielding force that shapes the outcome of life's most crucial showdowns. The camera lingers on a misty riverbank at dawn, where a great blue heron stands statue still, its reflection rippling on the water's surface. Minutes stretch into hours as the bird waits, every muscle coiled in silent anticipation, eyes fixed on the silver flash beneath the current. Gap ones. Across the savannah, a cheetah lies low in the grass, tail twitching, breath measured. It studies a grazing herd from afar, resisting the urge to chase, biding its time until the weakest antelope drifts from the safety of the group. Patience tempers its hunger, sharpening its focus until the moment is just right. Gap ones. Deep in the rainforest, a trapdoor spider lurks beneath a camouflaged lid, sensing the faintest tremor on the forest floor. It has not eaten for days, yet it does not rush. Only when an unwary beetle crosses the threshold does the spider explode into action, its patience rewarded in a single decisive strike. Gap ones. Even in the icy seas, patience is a predator's greatest ally. An orca glides beneath a floating iceberg, shadowing a seal perched above. For hours the whale circles, waiting for fatigue or curiosity to draw its prey to the water's edge. The ocean is vast, but the orca's resolve is vaster still. Gap ones. The camera pans to a desert dusk, where a horned viper buries itself in the sand, only its eyes exposed. The heat of the day wanes, but the snake remains motionless, blending into the earth, waiting for the cover of night to bring unwary rodents near. Gap ones. In every corner of the wild, patience is a silent contest, a measured gamble with time itself. It is the difference between feast and famine, between predator and prey. For those who master it, patience is not just a virtue, it is a weapon, honed by hunger and necessity, wielded in the shadows and silence of nature's eternal waiting game. Gap twos. In the wild, survival is not always a contest of brute force or silent waiting. Sometimes it is a battle of wits, a high-stakes game where deception becomes an art form, and distraction is the sharpest tool. The camera follows a pair of plovers on a sunlit riverbank, their wings fluttering in feigned distress. Just beyond, a nest of fragile eggs lies hidden among the pebbles. With each exaggerated stumble, the birds lure a curious monitor lizard away from their precious clutch, risking everything in a performance shaped by instinct. Gap ones. In the dense undergrowth of the African savannah, a mother impala freezes as a jackal prowls nearby. Suddenly she bolts in a zigzag dash, drawing the predator's attention. But this is no panicked escape. It is a calculated ruse. Behind her, a newborn fawn presses low into the grass, motionless and invisible, as the jackal chases the decoy mother deeper into the thicket. The camera lingers on the fawn's wide, unblinking eyes, the heartbeat of a life spared by a mother's cunning sacrifice. Gap ones. Under the emerald canopy of a rainforest, a group of dazzling poison dart frogs leap and call, their vibrant colours a warning and an invitation. As a snake slithers closer, one frog hops away with exaggerated movements, drawing the serpent's gaze. Meanwhile, its kin slip quietly into the shelter of a mossy log, safe from harm. The distraction is brief, but it is enough, a masterstroke of misdirection played out on the smallest stage. Gap ones. Even beneath the waves, distraction has its place. A cuttlefish pulses with shifting patterns of light and colour, mesmerising a stalking grouper. In an instant, the cuttlefish ejects a cloud of ink, vanishing into the gloom as the predator lunges at empty water. The ocean's shadows swallow the escape, leaving only confusion in their wake. Pap. Chugkefaxens. These are the dances of distraction, a choreography of feints, lures and illusions where survival depends on the ability to mislead and confound. In the wild, the truth is often hidden behind a flourish, and the greatest victories belong not to the strongest, but to those who master the timeless art of the ruse. Gap 2s. In the world's wildest corners, silence is rarely absolute. For many creatures, sound is both sword and shield, a language of survival echoing through tangled forests and open plains. The camera sweeps across a moonlit savanna, where a lone elephant lifts its trunk, emitting a low-frequency rumble that vibrates through the ground. Miles away, the herd responds in kind, their calls weaving an invisible net of connection, warning of danger and guiding the lost home. Gap 1s. Deep in the rainforest, a chorus of howler monkeys erupts at dawn. Their guttural cries ripple through the canopy, staking claim to their territory and sending a clear message to rival troops. This land is spoken for. Below, a jaguar pauses, ears swivelling, as the cacophony guides its silent prowl away from vigilant prey and toward quieter hunting grounds. Gap 1s. Beneath the surface of a tranquil pond, a chorus of frogs pulses in rhythmic waves, each note a declaration of presence and a challenge to competitors. The camera zooms in on a single male, his throat ballooning with each croak, luring a mate while risking the attention of a lurking snake. For these amphibian troubadours, each note is a calculated risk, an audition in the theatre of survival. Gap 1s. In the darkness of the Arctic tundra, a snowy owl listens intently, her head swivelling to triangulate the faint rustling of a vole beneath the snow. With a silent swoop, she plunges talons first, guided by the subtlest whisper of movement. Here, the quietest sound can mean the difference between feast and famine. Gap 1s. Across these wild arenas, sound is never wasted. It is warning, it is invitation, it is the heartbeat of life itself. In the symphony of survival, every note matters, and for those who listen, the wild reveals its secrets, one call at a time. Gap 2s. In the silent standoff between predator and prey, instinct is the invisible current guiding every heartbeat, every twitch of muscle. The camera glides low over a golden grassland, where a herd of impalas grazes under the watchful gaze of a hidden cheetah. Her eyes lock onto a young fawn at the periphery. A momentary lapse, a flicker of inattention. Gap 1s. Instinct sharpens the senses. The impala's ears flick back and forth, nostrils flaring as they sample the wind. A subtle shift in the air, a faint rustle from the undergrowth, and suddenly the herd tenses as one. The cheetah's muscles coil, years of evolution compressing into a single silent decision. Gap 1s. The chase erupts in a blur of motion. The camera tracks the cheetah's explosive acceleration, her tail whipping for balance, her spine flexing with predatory grace. The impalas scatter in a synchronized wave, zigzagging unpredictably, each trusting their instincts to choose the safest path. Gap 1s. For a breathless instant, the world narrows to predator and prey. The fawn veers sharply, hooves barely skimming the ground. The cheetah adjusts mid-stride, instinct calculating angles and distance in a split-second ballet of survival. Gap 1s. In a final burst, the fawn finds cover beneath a fallen acacia, heart pounding. The cheetah slows, chest heaving, instinct sifting through the outcome. Today, the balance holds. The camera rises, showing the grassland returning to calm, the cycle of instinct never truly ending. Gap 1s. In the wild, every showdown is an ancient test, written in the code of instinct, silent, relentless, and endlessly renewed. Here, the edge between life and death is razor-thin, and every creature's fate is determined by the wisdom woven into their very bones.